And what up, everybody? Welcome back to Pro Publications YouTube channel. On this channel, I talk about zines and DIY publishing. And today, I want to do a zine review on a zine called TropiJunk, sent to me by the wonderful Word Wizards. So we're gonna jump into that in a bit. But beyond that, I just want to say thank you to the new subscribers. Just get some updates that I know some people are always interested in the updates. I have been working on Feral Comics issue number 9. It is coming together quite nicely. Hopefully be having that done in the next 5 days. And then be shipping that out to everybody. Devin, your order will be going out tomorrow. And just continuously moving forward. TikTok is still growing. YouTube is still growing. Instagram grows as well. But beyond that, you guys, let's go ahead and get into the zine real quick. So here is that zine. I always love the absolute DIY aesthetic of this. It always feels like it's a stencil spray paint. I don't know why they have two cardstock covers like that. Don't fully understand that portion of it, but whatever, I'll take it. Maybe because when they do the stencil, right, this looks like it's hand drawn onto it. And I always wonder, like, do they do this to every individual issue, right? Look at that. But I dig that shit. And right here it says, Peter, forgot issue 2. My bad, dude. Not a problem. Wonderful Word Wizards. Here goes your information. But as always, I will have this stuff in the show notes. To begin with, I enjoyed the first issue. But I have to say that this third issue is a lot stronger. It's a 24-page text-heavy zine. It's one story, one narrative. It's very linear. But some of the stuff I love is the mood setting, right? In the opening first pages, this idea of what humans do when they can't sleep and where their mind wanders to, I think is a very human thing. And as someone that really likes the medium of storytelling, writing, sequential art, things like that, I've always said that, like, when art transcends the man-made concepts of good and evil and finds truth, when it taps into something that's true and doesn't actually add or quantify if it's good or bad, but just this is true of humans, that's when it's powerful. And I feel like this opening portion of this taps into something true of where the human mind wanders to. So I love that opening sequence. And it does so much for the story because it really does build a sense of energy as well as a state of mind. The second thing I want to mention is the sci-fi aspect of it all. Like, in this text, they talk about something called music pills, which is not necessarily a drug, but it's a pill that you take that induces a concert feeling, or the feelings that you get during a concert. And it might be some psychedelic hallucinogens. I'm not too sure. It doesn't specify really what the music pills are. And then there's another thing called the TropiJunk, which is basically this random machine, and the protagonist, Rob, has this very weird encounter with this TropiJunk. But overall, because I don't want to say too much, because I feel like this is one of those stories that I definitely hope people get the chance to read and peep out. But some of the things like I want to mention was like the sci-fi element of the music pill, the TropiJunk, and the magical typewriter that comes into this. The sci-fi aspects, it's a sci-fi horror suspense story, but the sci-fi elements, because they do so well to build a world that you know and understand, that once these sci-fi things come in indirectly, and they're not made to be a big deal, they're kind of taken as is. It's kind of taken as this is the world that we all know with these sci-fi elements. And that's actually something else that I liked about the writing. I think good writing doesn't have to tell you word for word of what things are. I think when people want that from their stories, is because they're unimaginative and they want to have a lazy brain, and so they're putting more on the writer. I prefer this, where it's open-ended and you have the right to kind of speculate to yourself what these things are. So I enjoyed that as well. And lastly, it's just a tightly woven story, meaning like the 3 dilemmas that arise throughout this story are concluded nicely in a full circle. So definitely love this story, man. Definitely. And I'm digging this series. What the series is doing basically is just imagine a Twilight Zone, or I guess now something that I guess would be more familiar for like a younger audience. I guess Black Mirror, right? So like a Black Mirror, a Twilight Zone, where like the stories vary. It's kind of an anthology in a sense of like every story stands on its own, but there is definitely this idea of like eerie storytelling, and I'm all for it. So if you get the chance, as always, the information to that Zine store will be in the show notes. And beyond that, you guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Please like, share, and subscribe. Late.